but had to finish with some True Blood.
Well, they are both excellent. I do think the Pharmacist is better.
Okay, I'll probably check it out tonight because I was thinking about it because I like that kind of stuff, and I like the way they treat those things.
In both of them, though, there could be more a community discussion, especially with the communities of Black and white when it does come to drugs. Both movies, they both touched on it, but no one came out and was like, it's the same drug. So, separation.
Now, what in the world? You froze. Anyway, go ahead.
Am I there?
Are we live?
Yeah, we live.
Okay, all right. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, I didn't know if we had went live or not. Okay, awesome. Everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Tammy Morrison. My partner, Megan Marie, is here, and we are doing Ebony and Ivory on spiritual growth. And we have some things to talk about tonight. So, Megan, share with the people what we're going to talk about.
All right. So what we are going to be talking about tonight. So, and now don't quote either Tammy and I both, because we are still students on all of this. And so it's as we kind of learn it, we kind of speak it to you. But how does what is being said and being told, how does it apply to our lives and how does it apply to yours? And so if you aren't aware on an astrology basis, and Tammy and I both agree, astrology is so overwhelming. There's so many moving parts. But if you find someone that you really kind of understand, and I have found this one girl, and I would love to give her a shout out, but I don't remember her name at the moment, but she is phenomenal to me. And I resonate and I understand the messages of what she is trying to say. And it's been beautiful for me because of the fact that understanding what she is sharing. And guys, if you are feeling wacky right now, like you just don't, there's just things that are coming up that you're like, damn, I thought I healed that, like, why is this bothering me now? Why did I get triggered from that? You're supposed to be. That's what the energy right now. That is exactly what is supposed to be happening. So lean into it. Like right now we have had 5 planets retrograde, which Venus, your heart, is retrograde. So there's a lot of stuff and there's a lot of clarity coming up specifically this week in the energies and with the planets. But and so you are going to get some relief here if you allow it, because you also have to be in a receiving mode of when you want to understand and feel this information. But feeling all wacky on what you're going is because you're being asked to move things out. You're being asked to clear things. And then luckily, wonderful Mercury retrograde has now blessed us, which we all know that can be, a lot of fun. I had my mishap with a retrograde already last night, and it deals with technology. So, suck it up, buttercups. We're going to have some issues.
We're live.
But, how does this, what do you do? So it's like, do you revert to old thinking patterns, or do you look for opportunities to grow, learn, and experience? But how do you even know? How do you understand of the feelings right now, their energies, what do you do? And really my thing is it's mental awareness. It's becoming mindful of your thoughts. Right now, we're really being asked, what is your thought patterns?
Yes.
What are you manifesting in your life? How are you feeling? Are you feeling good about yourself? Are you waking up every day feeling like crap, feeling, just miserable about yourself? You're doing it. And you're embracing the energies, so you're necessarily reverting back instead of looking at it to a positive of what am I supposed to be letting go of?
Right. And how do we navigate that part? Because it's like, you can look at things and say, okay, am I supposed to be going in this direction, or am I supposed to be going over here, or am I supposed to be, even down to listening to people, am I supposed to be listening to this person, or, does this person have it right? All of these things. A part of it is always entrusting your own intuition, and also being, your own guru. So not allowing anybody else's voice to be louder than yours. And that can be challenging.
Yeah.
That can be challenging.
The hermit, the hermit always comes to mind of,
That's
sometimes
me.
do what?
I said, that's me.
But we need to do that. When you're starting to feel this way, a lot of times people will then go purposely find groups of people, find people, because we don't know how to process these energies. You don't want to be with it. You don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to. And that is like the more time of when you like don't want to be with yourself, that's actually when your body is kind of screaming, like, be by yourself. Like, but you're not listening to yourself, because we have to reflect. But if you're constantly go, 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 and then you lay your head down at night, what do you think is really happening? You're just running the day through your head, while you sleep. And why do you think the next day is happening the same way? Because you're not taking time. And so when we have these changes and when we have these energies come up, it's a time to be a hermit. It is a time to reflect. It is a time to go within and then figure out, because if you take the time to go in, you're kind of putting yourself in a receiving mode,
Right.
And that's something that we have to do. Like, praying is great. I was having a conversation earlier today. Praying is great because that's asking for it, but are you actually allowing time for it to be received? Well, reflection is that time where you ask to kind of also, like, after you've asked, you got to receive. And that's the moments that you can go, and your body will give you direction. Your body will kind of tell you, and especially, I'm a big meditator. I fully believe in meditation.
Yes.
And not only does, meditation, when you get into the true meditative state, you might actually, like, some random thought might come into your head, some random word might appear. That's you getting your answer, now it may not. That is what that is, when you quiet your mind, that's your answer, but now what does that mean? When that happens, it's asking you, universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, whatever refers to you, what feels good to you, it becomes, that's what you reflect on. Why is this coming up? Why does this bother me? What do I have going on in my life? What friends do I have going on? Like, what did they have going on? Is this really affecting me? Is this something that I'm thinking of for a friend? Is that, and learning to discern that and separating that out okay, what's good for me?
Right.
How does this relate to me? Because at the end of the day, people, whether you like it or not, it is all about you.
And a lot of times we don't like it.
Yeah.
And what does that say about us, though? Does that mean that we don't like ourselves?
And it can in that moment. And is that necessarily okay? Yeah, embrace it. Why don't you like yourself? Because really, you don't like yourself because you knew you could have done better. Okay, well, acknowledge and recognize that's how you're feeling right now. And now, what are the mindful mental steps that you can do to become better? Why keep beating yourself up? This is where when people talk about the mind and the mindset, okay, you already feel crappy about yourself. Why are you going to run that over and over and over? Because you might as well just be punching yourself, because that's what you're doing. Or be like, okay, I know I didn't perform my best, but that's okay. I love myself, I'll do better.
Wait. You got to do it right. I love and honor myself.
Now, hey, I am a tapping person, but
but I'm just saying, you can do that, or you can say, I am going to allow myself this period of grace, because what happens so many times is that we hold ourselves to the fire, y'all.
We do.
We hold ourselves to the fire, and it's not necessary, and it just really, it takes us back. So if you can go forward and give yourself grace, like just now, it just came to me that I missed a meeting I wanted to go to. It was before this one. And I was like, oh, I I can go, because I think it was like an hour, 90 minutes or something. But I was like, I can go. I was like, and then I'd pop off and come to our thing, you know. But I completely missed it. Totally slept it.
Wasn't supposed to see it.
And you know what? Exactly. And it's okay. Even though it was one of the things where I was like, yeah, I want to get in on that. It was, you know, anyway. So I said, all right. And I had told myself in my mind that I was going to go to this meeting, but then I forgot that my doctor's appointment was going to be as long as it was. Grateful, you know, because I needed that, and we needed to, you know, because she, when I tell you, she hashed out stuff from the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, we went all the way back in like childhood and stuff, like from my period and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is amazing, because, you know, not too many, you know.
The signs are all there. It's just whether or not we choose to listen to our body. You know, that's actually personally what has been going on for me within some of the energies of, you know, for people who don't know part of my story, 5 years ago, I almost died. The doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They did eventually find tumors in my stomach. But, you know, through all of that and the fact of my body deteriorating and stuff like that. What's up, Carrie? My body deteriorating and actually shutting down, like there had to have been signs, and there were signs. Right. There were signs for years on it. Yeah. Years.
Yeah, we all have.
Like my first bout of vertigo, which I had like before that happened, I want to say it was 6 years before, and I gained 25 pounds in 48 hours. That wasn't normal.
No.
Did anything get figured out? Did anything? Because I was just there for vertigo.
Over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was just there for vertigo, for my first time ever having vertigo and everything. And now, like, I wake up one morning and I don't fit in any of my clothes. And I go to the doctor because I just had vertigo. I was literally just there 2 days ago. I still have vertigo, but now I'm 25 pounds freaking heavier. And they're like, oh, it's just a vertigo. Nothing was ever looked into further or anything. But now what I realize is that was the start. That was the sign. Inflammation, guys, is when stress is taking over your body.
I was getting ready to say that.
And guess what happened? I literally gained 25 pounds in 2 days. Let's see. What do you think that did? Let's start looking at the biology of what was going on. That means that there was swelling on my hippocampus, which was causing my hippocampus to shrink. But none of those connections were made. And I went years of having all these things until finally, and now I still didn't get answers until now, 5 years later, after the fact.
Well, I mean, but that's what happens.
It is what happens.
Because for one thing, I mean, we can talk about all kinds of things, but for one thing, they don't really care about women's health at all.
But, you know, if I wouldn't have sought out the holistic routes, I wouldn't be where I am.
That is exactly that. And I tell people that all the time. I said, now I've done all the doctor things and all the things they wanted me to do. And I've taken all the tests that they want and blah, 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 blah. Nobody, even with my cardiac thing, nobody even fucking called me to say, let's talk about this. I seen it in my chart.
Yeah.
No, on the computer, on the, you know, how you have the portals.
Yeah.
I said, I seen it on my chart, and I looked at it. I was like, what the fuck? And then when I sent it to the naturopath, she was like, yeah, they should have followed up with you about this. I said, well, I'm a woman. Yeah. You know? I said, then I'm a Black woman. They really, you know, they don't think Black women have pain like everybody else.
Like anyone has pain, but
exactly. But I'm saying this is how, you know, society, these type of situations deal with that. And so we have to kind of, you know, take over and deal with our own shit. And that's in every area, especially even this one. Like, you know, I think what we were talking about was when you go back to something that, you know, that's familiar. That maybe it might have been something that wasn't really good for you, but you go back to that. And it's the same way in your mindset too.
It is.
You can take yourself right out of this space that's wonderful and good and you love it, right back over to this other space that you got out of just because it is familiar.
Right.
You know, so that's the thing.
It doesn't help when we have all these energies
Right.
going,
Right.
you're not
That's some
using your-
extra,
yeah, but it's happening all the time. But it's, to me, it's the universe is kind of giving you a test.
Right.
Are you really learning and applying? It's not just learning. I mean, what good, anyone can read a damn book, but are you actually applying what you learned in that book to your life, to yourself? It's a whole different concept, people. It's two different things. But are you doing that? And the universe is going to sometimes be like, okay, well, here's a little test. And sometimes the universe is very, very mean and gives us like 7 damn planets in retrograde at the same time with major conjunctions. But it's
all we can.
but it goes again with that mindset. Are you going to allow it to disrupt you, or are you going to learn how to tune into the energy? Are you going to learn to lean into the change? And Carrie responded back a few minutes ago on something great, but it was work out your own salvation, include your physical well-being also, not just spiritually. And she's exactly right, because it does, it all goes together. But yet you wonder why you're always in anxiety. You wonder why you're in depression. You wonder why you're always stressed out, because you're not listening to the biggest musical instrument that you have, your body. How are you feeling?
Well, the thing is we don't always lean into even how we're feeling, because they teach us not to go by our feelings.
Well, it's go, go, go.
That's what they have taught us, not to pay attention to our feelings. That's how we were conditioned.
We were
conditioned this way. This is something that we have chosen to do, is to step into these places and these rooms that we weren't ever in before. But we have to say to ourselves, hey, yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to how I feel, because they did not teach us that.
No.
My mama used to say, fuck your feelings. Because I would be like, that makes me feel, I give a damn about your feelings, and yeah, so and she wasn't abusive, but
I was gonna say, I don't even know what that really kind of feels like, because of the fact that
that was a staple thing that you were probably told.
Yeah, no, I mean, I only existed as a punching bag, so I was an inanimate object. I wasn't even a person.
Damn, girl, you was a slave.
Yeah.
And it was a little longer than 12 years. But yeah,
I wasn't taught, and if I had feelings, well, then I was getting in trouble more for having emotions and having feelings, So yeah, we weren't taught them. We weren't trained. And God, Lord, if you weren't taught to deal with your own feelings, how were you even taught? Like, I don't know if you saw, I did a reel the other day on, if the person you're speaking to doesn't know how to regulate their own emotions, how the hell do you expect them to regulate yours? Like, how are they even going to comprehend?
That's kind of a gray area. I know what you're saying. I got to come with the gray areas, because
no, it's real conversation, because it's the mental. You have to judge on who exactly you're speaking to. Are they mentally and emotionally mature enough to handle what you're going on? Well, guess what, people? If you're communicating constantly with people who, that they cannot process your feelings, then guess what? Any trauma that is there, you're causing, because that person is not on the same level as you. They're just not there. So you're causing that contrast. You're not letting something go when you need to be letting go of that connection and moving on to find people who can comprehend, who are on the same level, who are being able to communicate with you. Because either way, what are you doing? You're keeping yourself in that high, active, vulnerable states, trying to communicate with someone who just cannot understand you. It's not
I was going to say, it's just like when you are in a relationship, or when you're dating somebody. Let's go there. So you're dating somebody, and you guys are just not on the same wavelength. You want different things. the Bible would call it unequally yoked.
Yeah.
You're not on the same path. Maybe, they like to do things a different way, or maybe they were used to being in, a household where, their daddy beat on their mama and stuff, and that's how they think that they should do, and that's not, of course, your thinking. But it's like you can, and so many people, and I see it in a lot of women, they try to force these relationships with these men that aren't available. They're not emotionally available. They're not available in any way for them, except physically.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get with them, then they want to flip them, and they want them to, all of a sudden be a different person than the person that they fucking met and that they knew.
Yeah.
So you
building the false images in our head. It's
yes. Well, we did the Cinderella thing,
and the only
and the
person
sleeping girl,
do what? I didn't hear that.
I said we did the Cinderella thing, this is in our mind, the Cinderella thing,
Yep.
and then the sleeping girl. What was her name?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. Yes.
I'm Sleeping Beauty. I was sleeping for a long time because I was really naive to a lot of things, but I'm beautiful.
And that's the point.
That's the whole point. But I'm so thankful that I woke up and that I got to the point of that I was able to start learning and starting to perceive, because that's the same thing, in any aspect of a healing journey. The fact of the matter is that there were probably people in my life who were directing me to the solutions long before I started to receive solutions. Unfortunately, though, I was in the energy space of problems. So the only thing that I found was more problems. I was not on the same page. I was not on the same frequency to receive the information. And then it wasn't till a point that I decided already, like, I'm done. There needs to be a change. There needs to. And then guess what happened? Someone came into my life and started talking, and they were giving me a lot of golden nuggets. And I was finally in a space to be able to receive, to start that reflection of what I needed to be able to heal myself. But you got to want to get there. You got to want it. You got to desire it. You got to feel it. You got to know, like I tell people all the time, I heard the saying a long time ago, the boomerang effect, and people learn it because of the fact that it is complete reality on spiritual and on mindsets. And right now with these energies, again, you are being called, you are being directed. What are your thoughts? Are you constantly thinking negative? Are you constantly focusing on the problem? Or are you looking for solutions? Are you seeking solutions? Because they're two completely different things. And so by your feeling of where you are in your body and what your mental, it's like throwing a boomerang, That's why it's called the boomerang effect, because boomerangs come back. So what are you asking for the universe to throw back at you?
Right.
And it goes by your mental status. Your mental status has so much. I'm not underestimating the feelings, because the feelings are the 50%, but it's body and mind that equal the soul.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Like I love to take everything back to a math equation, but that's the math equation. It's mind plus body equals soul. So you have to figure out how to get into a line. You got to get these two things communicating correctly. But you're creating war within yourself if your body is constantly like, okay, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good, I feel sexy, I feel pretty, da 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 da. But in your mind, you're like, oh my God, no guy likes me. Oh my God, no one's ever going to talk to me. Da, da, da. I'm doing this and no one's paying attention to me, blah, 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 blah. What the hell do you think you're attracting?
Well, what you setting up in your mind? It's like you're setting this thing up, and this is what, just like when we talked earlier, it's like, set the intention that the people that are supposed to see it will see it. Ask for guidance of, where to put it or what to do or how to talk about it, because, there's so many things that you can do in order to create your world, but a lot of times we don't want to do it. It might be hard, whatever, but it's, that's according to how you set your intention, you set yourself up. Like one of the things for me, because I do a lot of readings and stuff like that, I set the intention that shit is easy. I set the intention that they show up when I invite them, and that the messages that come through are messages that the people need. But that to me, that's just how I set that up. But you can do that in every area. Like we could say, okay, we come on here and, we expect the people that need to hear what we're talking about to show up in whatever way it happens. And then the other piece too to that is you have to step back and allow the how to happen as it happens. You just have to know that it will happen. You just have I love to step in the law of assumption and just assume that the shit is going to happen. Why? Because I fucking said it.
Yeah. And, and to really kind of also, and the other big part about it is don't be obsessed with the outcome. Because being that right there, you're putting resistance right there, you're putting resistance in it. Instead of being focused on, oh, this outcome, oh, this is going to happen. Da, 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 da. What is the effort? Focus on the effort. Because if you really think about it, think about how many times like you really want something and then it's like you do some stuff for it and you get it. How long do you enjoy it? How long do you actually enjoy it until it's on to the next thing? So many people don't, because so many people are flashy jewelry, flashy, as Carrie likes to say, squirrel head,
I was going to say shiny object syndrome.
Shiny object syndrome. But so why
what
don't
did they say? Squirrel.
Yeah. So instead of being focused on, okay, this is going to happen, why not start learning to become happy with the effort that you are putting? That's a feeling that's going to last longer because you have to work on something instead of just that instant gratification. But what actually will happen more, you will appreciate more the outcome when it actually happens, when you put in the effort. And that goes into any of the healing aspects, but that can be applied to every part of your life. Start becoming obsessed with the feeling of the happiness, the excitement. I mean, think about every time of like, you do come up with something that you want to do or something you want to buy. That you have to go start looking for it. To some people, that's a lot of fun. They get different ideas or they expand on it and they get excited. Indulge in that. Get into that feeling more on it, because then what's going to, as you're sitting there, you're going to start imagining it being in your hand. You're going to start imagining going to the store and actually purchasing it. And actually, guess what you're doing, people? You're building new neurons in your brain. Every time you start to do that, when you actually start to image yourself, and I do mean actually like try to image yourself, create that vision in your head, you are actually building new neurons within your head.
You need to talk to my friend Meredith. She's a psychoimmunologist or some shit like that.
I would love that. I'd have a lot of fun with that.
I'll connect y'all because I met her a while ago on the book. She's in I think Florida.
Me in the brain.
She's a psycho. I think it's a psychoimmunologist because I interviewed her. She's on my show, and to be honest, I honestly had no fucking clue what she was talking about almost the whole interview.
But you see how great it is, like how many, like with just these little conversations, I have brought science into it. I'm actually telling you the science, the cognitive brain aspect of how things work and how things get done. The problem is so many people think it's bullcrap, and so many people, don't want to acknowledge into it, and it's real. These are scientific evidence of this is how it's done. Like, you can, I was in a class the other day, and it was a hypno on therapy of where, so for people who don't know, I'm also a hypnotherapist. But it was a class on not having to take people into hypnotherapy, but using the procedures somewhat of it. It was really kind of interesting. But like one of that,
what I think that's what that guy does. That does the tapping on YouTube. His name is Brad. You know what I'm talking about?
You said, I think you sent it to me the other day. I haven't watched.
Yeah. His thing is awesome. He's awesome. He's a little dry, but I love his tapping. And the thing about him, he does that too. And that's what I picked up. I was like, he's doing the hypno therapy thing in the guided meditation thing he did.
Yeah.
It was really good. I enjoyed it.
What people don't realize is that actually EFT and TFT is kind of that way.
Yeah.
Now, it is more focused on the feeling of what you're supposed to be building, but to get the best effect of it, you do need to kind of, depending on what you are tapping, you can get the picture of it. But, you know, like right here, like right now, like what would be the happiest thing for you? And don't tell me, Tammy, but, you know, what would be for you to be the happiest right now? Picture it in your head right now. Just real quick, 2 seconds. Picture it in your head. So
Mhm.
you just created new neurons and new pathways for that to happen.
Yes.
But do we stop and take the time? Because no, so many people
It's
don't
not.
believe.
Why would we do
But
such a thing? Of
and
course
if you
not.
don't,
Why would we do that?
but look at your life.
I mean, if
Think
you think
about,
about it, if you do that, then that'll get you off of all those drugs.
yeah,
You'll make your doctor mad and Big Pharma mad.
insurance company, go check out my post on painkillers and the pharmacist. I'm sorry, but I figured out some stuff that I wasn't tapping into with that, not to get completely sidetracked, but you know, I realized something, and why I love how these movies are coming out right now. You know, like my biggest competitor is honestly insurance. What is my background? Insurance. You know, but here's the cool thing that I kind of like realized in my own insurance. Insurance is a scam, whether you agree with me or not. I'm telling you, it is. And also look it up of like what the first insurance policy ever written was, and you'll kind of be like, ooh, okay. But on a bigger note scale, you know, people like don't understand is that like, you know, pharma and the insurance companies, that's the other thing that those TV shows are missing. They aren't talking about the insurance. You know, they're the ones who get together in October every year, and they're the ones who set the prices. Because Big Pharma needs the insurance company to agree to pay a certain amount. And see, a lot
Absolutely.
of these shows are forgetting about that. It's the insurance company that also comes in. So when's the last time you went and you checked out your doctor's, you know, stock market, their increases? You know, their businesses, so they have to post that stuff. It's public information. You know, what are the increases? You know, look at the drugs that you're on, look at the stock markets and stuff like that. You will figure out the patterns of stuff that is being pushed and where the
Exactly.
profits are. And then look at your medicine cabinet and see how many of those things are up there. You're part of the system. If you're taking pills, and you know, and it's kind of like I love of and it's my own little tangent right now, but all these people of, you know, big government, you got a pill cabinet, you got and stuff, you're part of the system. Just kind of start opening your eyes and kind of start seeing what's really going on.
Well, now, you know, that would, you know, that would be a cause for concern.
But you know what? I think people are ready for it. And I think that the big changes, and I think that the calling out of this and
Yeah, and I do. I think that it's just time, and people are actually probably really tired of, you know, dealing with all of the issues from Big Pharma and all that, because they actually do control, you know, what your doctor can prescribe to you. You know, and I actually had an incidence of that of my own, where the insurance company would not cover the drug that the doctor wanted to prescribe.
Mhm.
Because they said I needed to do some other thing. And first I had to try some other drug, and then I had to do something else. And so what
So
I
you didn't
did
have enough.
was,
You didn't have enough side effects yet from the first drug to qualify you for the third drug.
right. And so I was like, okay, yeah, look, no problem. So, you know, I did what people do. I borrowed it from a friend of mine to try it and see, because I thought no point in even fighting the insurance company if you can get it from somebody else. But yeah, but I thought that was crazy, because they're not my fucking doctor. So why do they have the right to say what kind of medicine I can take. You know, they're not looking at my labs. They're not looking at, you know, at me at all. They're not taking into consideration the things that I've taken or the conditions that I had or anything like that. They're just looking at the fact that, oh, that drug is expensive. And so we're not going to cover that. You know, we want her to cover the, we're going to give her the cheap one so she can get all the side effects. And then if we're lucky, it'll just kill her.
You want to know something interesting, and that is actually a great point of view, because the pharmacist actually brings that up, about how that this pharmacist started to recognize this increase of codeine coming from, I mean, Oxycontin coming from one doctor, blah, 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 blah. It was left to basically, it was like a rule of code conduct, not really written. You're not supposed to question what a doctor prescribes because you don't know the person's medical history. So pharmacists are not supposed to question because the doctor knows best. Well, this one pharmacist said, no, I'm sorry, this ain't right. This ain't right. He didn't keep.
Well, the thing is they know.
He actually exposed a major pill mill.
Good.
By not keeping quiet, by not listening to that role, and how many lives that he saved. Because
I'm sure of it. Because I'm telling you, I was watching the Cocaine Cowboys one night. Do you see that one? Girl, that's about the pill mills in Florida. Cocaine Cowboys.
Oh, I think actually I have seen that.
About the pill mills in Florida?
Yeah.
The guys were Cuban?
No.
They were Cuban, you know, Cuban American.
No, okay.
Cuba.
There's another one then.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
But these guys were from Cuba, but they were, you know, here, you know, their parents came from Cuba and all that. And they were running a pill mill. I mean, in Florida, they had billboards. And you know what's wild, girl, is I remember the billboards. You know, it was billboards and stuff to come and get your damn oxy.
You know, it's so funny though, watching it, because I was in college at that time. Either I was just really that dumb and naive to the drug scene, but I don't actually ever remember like oxy being like a thing. Like the people I knew and I hung out with, it wasn't a thing.
See, I was not in that. I was not in that area. I was in the hospital working as a nurse, so that's how I knew. Yeah. And we would see them motherfuckers come in with the overdoses, and then when I worked in the prison, it was even a whole nother thing, because then they would come in with the sores and all that stuff and detox. Same, yeah. So I've been around it a while.
Completely naive of like the time frame. Like I knew about it later onto it, but the actual start of when it actually started to manifest and it actually started to get put into play, I had no idea. And I was in college.
Well, you know, it was right after when what's that boy's name?
It was 2000, 2001.
It came after the war on drugs.
Oh, well, that was in the 80s.
I know that, but I'm saying if you look at how it played out,
yeah,
that's what was set up
right there. If you look at, oh God, we have a whole other conversation. But
we could go all day with that.
Go on all day on this stuff. Which actually, let's change it because we're getting too political.
Yeah, and we want to. Yeah, we want to leave it all,
it all still goes, and it's basically it's a wake up call, and why we bring it up, because you need to pay attention to what exactly these drugs are doing to you. Because look, my own personal experience and what I know now about spirituality, what I know about the nervous system, what I know about chakras and everything like that, my body was screaming out to me. Okay. I did what was proper. I went to the doctor, you know, I started, but the fact was there was no medication that was going to help me reduce my stress levels, which went into my root cause, into my root chakra. There was no medication that was going to do that. I had to decide to do that, but I didn't. What did I do? I followed the medical protocol. I got put on that pill. Then I started having that side effect. I started having that side effect, got another pill and stuff. By the time of when I came off and I went completely anti-pharma, I literally was taking like 12 pills a freaking day. And I was in my 30s. I shouldn't have been, you know, I'm a freaking, like I was healthy, but it was honestly, it was my mental, you know, I was not healthy, which again, remember it's mind, plus body equals soul. Well,
Right.
my mind was telling my soul, my body, so many different things. And my soul was saying, no, 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 hello. We need to go about this a different route. And so you have to get to that point, some medications you need to stay on and stuff, we're not saying go off anything, we are not doctors, we are not licensed onto that, do what you need to do, but know that there are alternatives, there are other ways. And now, 5 years later, I'm completely tumor free. I have no health issues. I have no problems, and I'm on no medications.
Right.
I decided to check into myself.
You made a decision to be accountable to you.
Yes.
And that is really what it's all about.
Right.
Making decisions to be accountable to you and to take, your health in your hands, to take your spirituality in your hands. All of it is the same. It's all connected, like Manifest says. It's all connected. It's all connected. You can't, you're one being, but you're all of these different compartments within the being, so it's all connected. It's all connected. It's all connected. When you take responsibility and when you decide and you set that intention to be accountable to your body, to your mind, to your heart, to every area of your spirituality, whatever it is, take accountability and decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I don't care who's doing that. I don't care what they're doing over there. I don't care what's going on outside of there, but I know what's going on in here. And this is what we're doing.
And taking steps to it.
What do they call it? Inspired action.
Inspired action. Yes. And embodying it, which means applying it into your life, it's implementing, so for people who don't like the spiritual terms and stuff like that of the embody or
integrating it. You can say integrating it into your life. Setting yourself up for future. Doing the things that that you need to do.
There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name.
You had froze. I was trying to get the picture, but you unfroze.
Oh, I see a dog thing.
It's a crazy picture, but I was like, I got to get that picture for her.
Well, let me screenshot it. But it's just implementing, people. Yeah. That's really all it means. It's just implementing. What are you learning and what are you implementing, or are you wasting it? You are worth it. You are worthy of it. You are deserving of it. If no one's told you that today, and if no one's told you, I love you, I love you.
Yes.
You're amazing.
And the thing is, and we've talked about this before, say it to yourself. If you don't feel comfortable looking in the mirror, turn on your damn phone and speaking to it and say to yourself, I am beautiful. I am amazing. I am the best whatever. I'm the best mom. I'm the best, whatever it is. Say that stuff to yourself in the mirror. Hell, say the shit until you believe it. Because you start at a space because, a lot of us aren't used to being kind to ourselves. So it's almost like you have to break that down first. How do I be kind to me? Because many of us are more kinder to other people than we are to ourselves. And that's just facts. I'm sure there's some data on that, but I don't have it. But I know that's facts.
They are. It's the people pleasing, it's people pleasing. So many people were taught, and it goes down to back to generations. A lot of these habits, but you're an adult. You're an adult now. Hopefully you're mentally and emotionally mature. No. And therefore you can make decisions for yourself and choose what is good for you.
Yep. Absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
what it comes down to. What, again, is good for you. That's
And it's
not
not,
being, not being, stuck up. It is not being anything. But at the end of the day, when you lay your head down, whether or not you got a partner or not, when you close those eyes, it's you. You
absolutely.
realize that, if you think, no, sorry, it's still just you.
It's just me.
And it's not just me, because your body is listening to that. It's me, like, how grateful am I that I get to be me, how beautiful is it that I get to be me? And guess what? I don't give a rat's butt whether you've been arrested or any, type of thing like that. Because, if you're watching us, you're out, and everything. Hopefully you learned your lesson, everything.
I was gonna say, maybe not.
Maybe
they
not.
have tablets now.
Oh my God. Completely off the subject. Did you y'all know I don't like watch the news, but this is fucking hilarious. Did you see that what was that dude, that Murdoch dude with the big huge murder trial that was here in South Carolina?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. Apparently his first night in jail, he got a tablet and posted a half naked picture of him on social media.
Oh my God, Murdoch did that?
The title of the story was, "So they have tablets in prison now."
See, so they might be watching us.
But that's what life is. You're supposed to. Perfection doesn't exist in your future because it already exists in your present.
Yes.
You are perfect how you are, no matter, and I don't like saying these, but people need to hear it because I don't like to put the but in it. The fact of the matter, period, is you are amazing. You are awesome. You are loved. You are guided. You are supported. And it's not, oh, I'm a kind, loving, even though I did, blah, blah, blah. No, that's you're devaluing yourself. When you talk that way.
What's the point of that anyway? To me, that just keeps you stuck in a past loop.
It's complete self-doubt. It is completely self-trained. It is self-sabotaging talk that you are putting. Every time you do that, that you put onto it, you're telling your subconscious mind, oh, you're awesome, joking, because you did this. That's what you're telling yourself.
Well, the subconscious mind don't know about no jokes.
No, it doesn't. And people need to start understanding that your self-talk and how you speak is very important. So yeah, it stops at, I am beautiful. I am brave. I am courageous. It doesn't matter what happened in the past, and it don't matter what the hell is going to happen in the future. It's right here now.
And see, that's the thing, that a lot of people are not, they're just really not being present.
No.
And when I think about it, that's why we have all these fucking books. You got The Power of the Now. And then there's another, I saw something that said The Prophecy of the Now.
Books, because and again, what we spoke about earlier, comprehension. Tammy may read a book and be completely inspired by that book. I may read the book and be like, this book is junk. It didn't do anything.
It sucks.
And that's completely okay, because of the fact that she was on the level to receive whatever information was in the book. I was not. Does that mean that later on something might happen in my life that now, because I educated myself, I took a chance, I took a risk to enlighten myself? Now, I may have not received that information when it purposely first happened, but the seed's been planted. The thought of it and the whatever it is that I took, it is in my head. Now, maybe like 5 months later, light bulb goes off. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, that is so real. I've had stuff like that. We were actually talking about that. A friend of mine found something in your email that you signed up for.
Yeah.
Like you get one of them free PDFs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I found something in mine and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But at the time, I guess I had an idea that it would be amazing because I signed up for it. But at the time, I wasn't in a space where I could even deal
Something
with
else distracted.
it.
Something else was important.
Right.
And that's
Or
okay.
it was another shiny object.
Right. But the information was still there. You still built that neuron of that you wanted to receive that information, but your
Right.
subconscious mind said, okay, not right now. We have it. It's in our storage bin. We'll, wait, because people, you really got to understand and really, as much as the joke is like, we're robots. The fact is we are in ways, you're basically your mind is the motherboard. And it sends out cues all to your body. You, by doing pressure points and through the meridians, through the tapping and stuff, what do you think you're doing? You're tapping on the circuits. And, just like with your phone, when your phone gets to the point and it says, oh, storage is too full, phone's not working properly. It's the same for your head. Do you have everything constantly running, that your mind is just running wild and your body is like, oh my God, I don't know.
Looking at this thing on this phone. We have both frozen on the phone.
Maybe that's the sign we need to be getting off.
Right? I'm like, okay, let's go. Let me look.
It is Mercury retrograde, people. So you can be expecting this type of stuff to happen.
I'm trying to tell you, that was like, I was like, I don't think I've seen that before.
Hey, every day you're supposed to experience something new. It's just how you choose to see it. Do you always choose to see things as a negative, or do you choose to see things as a positive? And guess where that all starts, everyone? In your beautiful head. And just because some people have big foreheads does not mean they have big brains.
Yeah, because you know what happens a lot of times, right? They forget to go to the wizard and get them a brain.
Yeah.
They just went to the wizard and they just looked around and they thought everything was beautiful. And they looked at the different things that were in the wizard's house and all that. But they walk right the fuck out without the brain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the wizards with the scarecrow.
Yeah.
Go and get a brain.
Just get a brain. I mean, that's all you need to do. And it's okay.
How to use it.
Because sometimes you just get missed in that line when it comes down at first, and so you do have, options where you can go back and, get a brain, like the lion had to get a heart and, all the creatures had to get different shit. Well, they just got out of the line and didn't get their brain.
Or tap into it because it's there.
It's there. It's like.
And if you do EFT tapping, people, always use your index finger and your middle finger. I couldn't remember what that was. Why? Because the index finger is related to the heart chakra and the middle finger is your throat chakra. So you are speaking in with heart, emotion, and feeling. And that is why you are supposed to use those two fingers.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Tiffany, for joining us for a minute. She said,
lovely.
Happened. Me too. That Brad guy just had, I think it was a 3-day challenge or something he was doing. I don't know. It just popped up on YouTube and I thought, wow, because I like him.
Yeah.
And he did some really good tapping. Really good tapping. So if you like tapping, go look at Brad, whatever his name is, because I'm sure that those days are still up there. I think is it Yates or something like that?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't know. And I just know his name is Brad and he's dark-haired guy, kind of older, a little dry. but it's good.
Have fun tapping with Megan Murray because we can have some rapid transformation on tapping. And really do it on your own self. You just have to learn the meridian points of what the main focal points are and where it actually connects. And for your chakras, which a lot of people don't realize, they do think it's just on the meridian points, but you can actually tap into your chakras, which is just it's the forehead, the third eye, the throat, the heart, and then 2 inches above your belly button for the solar plex, 2 inches below your belly button for the navel. And then when you want to tap your root, you tap the side of your arms, and you do actually open fingers so that you're spreading.
Okay, good tapping
Tapping
tools.
chakras.
Just tapping tools.
Tapping
And
tools.
also, remember also that, we have chakras everywhere. Those are the main major ones, but they are everywhere, as people say. Everywhere.
There's like 112 different chakras.
Yeah. You're like,
But we focus on the main because that is related to your nervous system, which in the medical community is the vagus nerve. See, the
So
medical
it's
community is catching on.
it's just over half the number of bones for the chakras.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I
Makes
was like,
sense.
this is about half the number of bones because it's about 206 bones and it's what, 113?
Yeah, I think
chakras.
112 or something. Oh well. But
But-
y'all, that is what we got
Right.
for you tonight.
I was gonna say we're gonna land this plane.
We're gonna land it. So what you got going on?
I am I'm healing. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking time to heal myself because so many things have happened in these last probably couple of weeks with my body. And so I am taking that minute to heal. But I also have this 4-week spiritual gifts class that I'm doing. Because I can heal and serve. 4 weeks, spiritual gifts starts on the 4th of September, and it's going to be on Zoom. I have the links posted. I'll post them again. You can go on Eventbrite if you like Eventbrite, because some people are not doing Facebook. So I posted it on Eventbrite. I also posted it on Meetup, on my Meetup. So you can go there if that's a place that you like as well. But and I also posted it here on Facebook, and it's going to be 4 weeks, 4 Mondays. So it's going to start September the 4th, Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And it's going to go for the other 3 Mondays in September. It's going to be on covering the clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, and what's the other one? Clairsentient. So we're going to cover all 4 of those. I'm going to relate them to the chakras that they're related to, and also share exercises and techniques and tips to help you to open those, so that they can start to expand, because we all have all of the gifts. People are jumping up and down and saying, oh, they're a clairvoyant or they're a clair whatever, but we all have those gifts. Now, they might not all work and function in the same way or as much as some of the other ones. Like for me, I'm a clairaudient all the way through and through. I hear spirit all fucking day long. The other gifts, I do have them as well, but clairaudience is my strongest clair. And so once we go through this, you'll be able to figure out which one is your strongest clair. And then there'll be exercises that I'm providing as well. I'm doing a PDF for each day. With exercises that you can use in order to help you to expand on your gifts. So that is what I'm doing. And this one is free, but it is going to be paid the next time. So if you want to get in there, get on in there where you fit in there. Otherwise, you can pay for it like everybody else. Megan, what you got?
Well, I got mine coaching. I am taking on clients right now. So if you are, at that point of what Tammy and I, if this message is for you, then check out zenwarriorcoaching.com. And, let's take back control of your life. You got to heal your mind, heal your heart.
All right. So I guess we're going to land this plane. Thank you, wonderful people, for joining us. If you are looking to get you some amazing coaching, some no shit, no holes barred, no, you know what I mean. I was gonna say no shit show coaching. Then you need to come on and go get you some Zen Warrior coaching.
Am I back?
Zen what? You back? Get you some Zen Warrior coaching. So we're super excited to be here. We're super excited to be here. And then, you know what? If you want to ask us any questions, like, you know, you want us to talk about anything in particular, we're entertaining those as well. Thank you, Tiffany. You have a blessed evening as well. But
And
yeah, so
I want to drop a, so for people who don't know, I also have a show on Tuesday nights called Women with Gobs and Balls, How to Use Them. And we had a complete malfunction last night on going live, but we will be dropping the video on Facebook. And girls, it is an amazing conversation. Our subject title was Girl, Why You Fucking That Dick If Your Pussy Is Dry? And we had an amazing sex therapist that was on the show. And this is something that impacts a lot of women. It happens for, you know, we're not paying attention to our body, down to biological, age, hormones, everything. And all of that is touched. And even though we had the technical difficulty, I would love for people to check this out because it is very worth. Women need to talk about it. Some women are too shame, guilt, because it's a sex conversation type stuff like that. You know, grab your popcorn, put your earplugs on, you know, catch it.
time to get over it.
Getting dropped.
Time to get over it. Time
It's
to get over it,
for
because
2023.
I was going to say these are conversations that need to be had, because women out here need help. Just saying.
Just saying.
And also, make sure you're joining us Sunday service with the Morrisons on Sunday. We'll be on Facebook, YouTube. Well, I don't know. I mean, it might actually just be YouTube and TikTok, but we'll be doing Sunday service where we talk about all things love. And, you know, we try to really use our life to help people to, you know, stay in love. And love is love. So whatever kind of love it is, love is love. And we would love for you to join us. Like I said, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok typically for this one. But like last week, we did it on TikTok and YouTube because we went outside.
But basically, we're here and we have services and we have stuff to offer. You just have to decide, are you ready to actually start healing?
Are you ready? Oh.
Are you ready? Oh, hey, what day is it?
Are you ready to rumble?
Hey, what day is it?
Hump day is hump day.
Hump day, hump day. And on that note, peace out, everyone. Y'all have a good evening. We love you all.
Yes, we do. And have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, weekend, whatever it is you catch this. And make sure you reach out to us and just let us know that, you know, you're enjoying the show, or, you know, give us some feedback. We love it.
Love it. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Damn, that ended the video so soon.